everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince!
And it's time once again
to recommend things!
Vince, what do you recommend today?
Today, I'm recommending the internet! You should use it, it's really cool!
Anyone watching this right now, Vince? Check.
They're like, I already got it, I don't know what you're doing. But, they're at the library. What is this strange thing that everybody's calling the intern webs? But
and who gave us this DVD with these couple of random jokers on it?
Provided they see that. I don't know who would do that, but please.
Somebody could, I guess, download our videos and make a DVD of us.
I was about to say, please feel free to make DVDs and distribute them.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, get our names out there. It's on the internet for free anyway. Do what you got to do. But I'm recommending a particular website that I think is really funny. It's called littleleaguecomic.tumblr.com. Tumblr, T-U-M-B-L-R.
Right.
I suppose, just read the screen. But I'm recommending this.
Did you want me to do that?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Duly noted. But
sorry.
But the littleleaguecomic.tumblr.com, because I think it's really cool, and it's about the Justice League if they were children.
Oh, you did send me that. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's really quirky, and it's really cute. It's really fun, and these characters, I don't necessarily buy that they're children all the time, but a lot of the time I do, and they're kids, and they call each other Bruce and Clark and Hal, and they're still in their costumes when they're kids. Like the very first one I thought was so funny. It was Batman refusing to get out of the limo despite oh my goodness, all I can think of is Alfred. Despite Alfred's protest, like, come on, and he says, no! He says, you're going to school. I'm not going out like this. All of your other suits were dirty. What's the use of people seeing me if they're not afraid of me? And he says, you look dashing, Master Bruce. And he's like, no, I don't want to get out. He says, no gray ghost tonight. If you don't go to school. But it's the Mad Bomber episode.
Oh, that's cool.
And he says, fine. So he gets out and he's in the Adam West outfit. And he says, you look dashing, Master Bruce. Fine, whatever. And it's really funny.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's quirky, it has a sense of history, or at least has a sense of continuity, and the characters are all really just interesting. And I just find that I want to sit there and read it. Now, a lot of this is sort of hyperbole, you know. It's very cartoony, characters are extremely over the top, and
what's a comic strip?
Yeah, and I was about to say, you know, that's what it is. That's what it's for, it's what you do. And
you need to read some Tiny Titans, dude.
I think I would probably enjoy it. Maybe even Superman Family.
I'm liking Superman Family. I don't know if you like it or not, but I think it's fun. You know, I haven't talked about Superman Family hardly at all yet, so can I say this really quick? There's this gag in Superman Family in the first issue where I'll spoil this, so if anybody wants to read that, you know, stop this now. But
spoiler warning!
No, it's cool.
There was spoiler warning for Little League.
But there's a lot of those though, right?
Yeah, well, there's 48 of them.
There's
there's like 48 of them, I think. There's in the 40s.
They have this gag in the first issue of Superman Family where Lex Luthor sends these robots after Superman, and these like cute looking like green robots with like springy arms and legs, right? And each one of them has a letter on it that spells out Lex, L-E-X, but they stand in a different order, so Superman doesn't know who sent them. and at one point, like for a few pages, he doesn't even acknowledge it. He's just fighting these robots, and then after a while, he goes. They do this great close up on his face, and he's like, "Who could have possibly sent these?" You know. And then later on, when he finally finds out, he's like, "Oh, so you're the mastermind responsible." Meanwhile, they have them like really big close up, you know, on the panel, standing in order. Anyway, it's pretty great. I kind of like that kind of thing.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I don't think being cute is a problem. I think it's a viable form of entertainment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a difference between cute and cutesy.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, and sometimes the lines get blurred, like Powerpuff Girls, but whatever.
Yeah, and even that, you know, it's sort of mocking things that are cutesy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be clever and cute at the same time, and I highly recommend these things. If you're a parent your kid could read these things. They're not lewd at all, and they're really funny. So you guys could read them together.
That sounds awesome.
Families united, as opposed to joining Geeks United, which you totally should.
Vince,
plug!
Vince, you don't have to name drop in every video. It's okay. We appreciate your support. Anyway,
we appreciate your support.
Okay, no, stop. Okay, today. Boy, that was a delayed reaction. He's like, well, you're not very strong. It just comes, you know, it's like there's a bit of an aftershock. Today I'm going to recommend yet another book in my library of comic book reference material. This is a new acquisition. This is $1 Billion Batman by Bruce Sibley. I met Bruce Sibley in Metropolis, and he sold me his book. He has been researching for this book for like 3 years, and just recently, I think recently, maybe just this year, got this put out. I think it's got a 2012 date on it. And anyway, I've not read this cover to cover. I'm skipping around in it, so admittingly I'm recommending this before I finished it. But I'm doing.
Can't get to the end. This is worthless.
I've read good chunks of a couple chapters, and it's quite well researched. And basically, this is about Batman on screen for the most part. He goes into some other stuff, but for the most part, each chapter is about a different incarnation of Batman on screen. He starts with 60s Batman, and he's got a really good sizable chapter on Adam West. I've not read it yet. And then he moves on to 89 and returns. And what he does when he finishes Batman and Robin is he's got an entire chapter on projects that never happened.
That's
and
cool.
It's fascinating. There were actually quite a few projects in there that I didn't even know about. And he talks about the Bruce Wayne show that was supposed to happen before Smallville, and then Smallville happened, somewhat famously now. And then he talks about the Superman Batman project that never came to fruition that almost happened, and a lot of things like that. So that it's honestly worth that chapter alone, because that kind of thing doesn't get written about quite a lot. I'd say that like, he probably doesn't have a lot. If you really know your Batman, he probably doesn't have a ton about 89 and things like that you don't already know. But maybe, again, I haven't read those chapters real thoroughly. I've read the chapter on the Dark Knight because I'm using this to research my rewind on that movie. That's part of the reason I'm mentioning this now, is because I'm in the middle of this for researching rewind. But there's a lot of stuff. A lot of background about Dark Knight I didn't know that I learned from this. One thing that I found really interesting is that apparently the shooting script is also pretty much, or not the shooting script, but the original script is pretty much the shooting script, pretty much the final script. There is apparently nearly no dialogue in the script that didn't make the movie. There are no scenes in the script that didn't make the movie. That's really unusual. And there are, and the only lines of dialogue, according to this, that made the movie that are not in the script were ad-libs. That's amazing. That kind of thing never happens. He's got a lot of insightful things about Heath Ledger working with Nolan and things like that, and then about his death, and debunking all the theories about why he died and things like that. It's quite good, and there's so much research. He's got interview after interview from all kinds of places that he borrows from. This has quite a few pictures in it, believe it or not, and anyway, it's very thick. It's got a lot of information in it. I think any Batman fan really should consider picking this up. This is, honestly, I bought this from him in person, so I've not even looked to see where it is. I'm sure Amazon's got it. I don't know, but I'm sure. But anyway, it's published by Henry Gray Publishing. In person, it cost me $20, which might sound steep, but it's really thick. I mean, like,
yeah, it's a textbook. I mean,
it really is. It's pretty much. I mean, you could teach Batman on film with this book if you wanted to. It's amazing, and he's got a really good index in the back, so he's well cited. And I'm thoroughly, deeply impressed with this. He and I talked, and when I bring Late Night back, he wants to come on the show and talk about it. So anyway, I'll promote it again later on, because I really want people to consider picking this up. I think it's a really worthwhile thing to have in your collection if you collect comic book reference like I do, or if you're a giant Batman fan, or if you just want to learn more than what you can get on DVD special features. I think it's absolutely worth having around. So
Indeed.
anyway, it's great. It's great that stuff like this comes out from like smaller houses. That's not necessarily the really big ones, because not all of those would be this thick and would have this much information in them. So anyway, it's quite fantastic.
Indeed.
Check it out. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching us recommend things. We'll recommend something for you once again next week. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince!